Okay, so I'm just going to call the supervisor.
Thank you for calling Pagents County Social and Senior Services. If you know your party's three-digit extension, please enter it now or hold for further information. You may enter the number or pound sign for the directory. If you are calling for Family Support Division, which handles food stamps, Missouri Health Net programs, temporary assistance, or nursing care, or if you are calling for Senior Services, which handles home health care and elderly abuse and neglect, press 1 now. If you are calling for the Children's Division, which handles child abuse and neglect, foster care, family-centered out-of-home services, or adoption services, press 2 now. If you are... One moment, please. She is instructed to sing sexual. She is still undergoing this form of sexual abuse. Payne County Department of Social Services, can I help you?
Hi, yeah, is there a supervisor on duty?
For Children's Division or Family Support Division?
I guess children.
Just a minute. Hello, this is Cleo.
Hi, Cleo, this is Christy Chakowski. How are you?
I'm fine.
Good. I'm calling because, I guess my worker's Rebecca, and I haven't heard from her on the phone since August. It's not one single phone call has been returned, and I'm just kind of wondering what's going on. And
well, have you been checking your mail?
I did last week, but I'm out of town house sitting right now. I noticed that somebody scheduled a court date and gave me 4 days notice while I was out of town, so that was real nice.
Well, the court dates and the notification of court are sent through the juvenile office.
So what does that mean? Nobody takes responsibility?
No, that means the juvenile office is notifying you by mail when the court hearings are held.
Is it customary to give 4 days notice?
I am not the one that does that. You need to talk to the juvenile officer about when you receive notice of court.
Okay. Well, I just thought that was extremely interesting timing, being that everyone knew I was out of town. But that's okay. I'd like to know what's going on, because last time I talked with Rebecca, she said she was the liaison, the one that was supposed to be informing me of these things and what's going on with my children, and I have not received any information, not even one courtesy phone call back. So can you tell me what's going on?
Well, the two girls are with their respective dads, and as far as I know, things are going pretty well with them.
And what was the court date for?
It was a review. Every once in a while they have what they call a review hearing. So it's a hearing to review what's going on with the case.
And what's going on?
Well, there was a court report, and did the court appoint you an attorney, Christy, after court last time?
Well, supposedly, but I've never heard from anyone.
Okay. Have you talked to the juvenile officer about who your attorney is?
No, the letter they sent me, they said the name is Dave Collington, and I never hear from anyone. All this stuff happens, and then I get to call begging you or another supervisor for information. So.
Okay. Have you tried to call Dave?
I will try calling again.
Okay. Well, I just didn't know if you had tried to call him and he wasn't returning your calls.
It's the same story. Yeah, no one ever returns my calls.
Okay. And what is the best number to reach you at?
727-565-1567.
Okay. And where are you? Are you out of town now?
I am.
Okay. And do you know how long you're going to be gone?
I do. I'm house sitting for 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Okay. Okay. Well, I will let Becca know so she doesn't try and make a home visit during the time that you're gone.
Well, yeah, we last time we discussed that was in August, and like I said, she never calls me, never sends anything in the mail. She showed up a couple times, and then that last time she showed up when I was out of town, I guess December 6th, and left a notice on my door. I'm just wondering why it's so hard to pick up a phone and communicate with me. Is this typical? Because, I mean, you know, from what I'm reading online and seeing about this agency is that that's not typical, that you are supposed to be in touch with me.
Well, my understanding is that we're communicating with you by letter for right now because we're not sure, you know, what's the best way to get in touch with you.
Okay, well, I received that one letter, and that's the only one, so... I mean, where can I file complaints? Because I'm positive that what's going on here is not typical. I know it's not typical to steal someone's children without due process, without ever having a court date. I mean, none of this is typical. And then to completely ignore me and leave me out of the loop and then give me conveniently 4 days' notice, knowing that I'm out of town for a court date that I still don't get to know anything about. I'm sorry, but I don't think this is proper procedure.
Well,
if it is, let me know, but this isn't what I'm seeing. It's not what I'm seeing in your own handbook. It's not what I'm seeing in any of the rules that you gave me. So I'm just trying to get to the bottom of this lack of communication.
Well, if you would like to talk with the supervisor that's over me, her name is Jackie Markusik.
And what is that going to do? She'll just say, oh, okay, we'll call you?
Well,
I mean, is somebody going to give me answers? Is somebody going to tell me what happened in court? Is somebody going to explain to me why I only get 4 days' notice? Is somebody going to explain to me why my worker never returns a phone call, ever? Last time we talked on the phone was in August, and that's because I kept calling her.
My understanding is that she has tried to make home visits with you.
When has she tried to schedule a home visit with me? And please show me the record, because I've been keeping very close and detailed records. And I will guarantee the last time we communicated about that was in August. She showed up at my door 2 other times with no warning, no anything, which I completely don't appreciate.
Well, Christy, and sometimes we are to try to make unannounced home visits with people. And that's what she was trying
So you're
to
telling
do.
me it's typical to not call anyone for, let's see, August, September, October, November, December, for 4 months? That's typical of the worker?
Not calling for 4 months is not typical.
Okay, all right, thank you. Okay, so now what? How do we fix this problem? Because I think I have a right to know what's going on with my children. You have done enough collectively to destroy my family, and it's time to start fixing things. So what is my next step? How do I get someone to communicate with me? You stole my children, okay? Can you start working with me?
Are you keeping us informed of when you're going to be gone from home?
That's impossible. She doesn't return my call. She does not. I have recorded every time I have called and left a message. It is on my computer, detailed to the minute and the second. Not once has she returned my call. So you tell me how I'm supposed to tell her when and where.
Well,
my bondsman knows. Everyone else that needs to know knows. She doesn't know because she doesn't return my calls.
Okay. When you've called, have you left voicemail messages on her phone?
Every single time.
Okay. In your voicemail messages, do you tell her when you're, like, and I'm not saying you have to tell her, you know, I'm going to...
No, I don't have to tell her, and no, I haven't. I've been expecting she's going to call me back.
Okay. But, I mean, if you're going to be gone for a long period of time, that you do share that information with her and say, like, I'm going to be gone from, say, December.
Well, nobody ever told me she was my bondsman. I call her to check in because I was trying to help with her job, since that's what she told me her job was, and she never did. So, no, I'm not going to leave my entire personal life on a voicemail that I don't even know if she ever hears. When she starts returning my call, maybe I'll reconsider what kind of information I leave on these messages.
Okay. Well, I'll talk with her.
Okay.
And if you would like to talk with Sunday, Sunday is the juvenile officer that's assigned to your case.
I would like more than that. I'd like information about what happened in the court.
She can share
I'd like these court reports sent to me or given to me in some way. I'd like to be treated like everybody else.
And the court reports are handed out by the juvenile officer when court is held, and when you talk with her, you might ask her if she can send you a copy of what you would have received if you would have been at court that day.
Okay, so were you there that day?
I believe I was, yes.
Was that lawyer who hasn't spoken to me there?
Christy, I don't remember. There were so many cases that went that day. I would call him and ask him if he was there for you.
Okie dokie.
Okay, thank you.
Uh-huh. That went well. Let's try the lawyer.